Hello, welcome to Reyna Clothier. We are continuing on with the series Reyna Chats, and I'm pretty excited about doing this because essentially the goal or the theme of this is taking photos from celebrities um, to personalities, essentially famous people, if you will, and any pictures that are on the internet, that has to do with the suit. I would like to critique and talk about it essentially, and see what their style is and what they were trying to portray with the style. So I'm pretty excited, but also along with that, I would like to go into movie themes as well. So whether TV themes or movie themes, anything that portrays a suit. And as I'm doing my research, I'm noticing there are a lot of great movies, great TV series that utilizes a suit. So I'm pretty excited about getting into that realm of things. So let me start off with a great TV series, and I think I'm gonna do this TV series for the next couple of videos or episodes because there's a lot of content, and I would love to discuss it. So it's a great TV series, TV show. It's called Boardwalk Empire. If you guys ever seen it, I think it's a HBO TV series, but what's his name? Oh my goodness. The actors in there, there's many great actors in there. So I think it's Steve Buscemi is one of the main ones. But if you haven't seen that series, that TV show, good Lord, definitely take some time. It taught me a lot about the reality of business. There is a tough will when it comes to business. They are dealing with an illegal business, but how they have tactics, strategies is very interesting when you look at that perspective and see how everything works. And whoever directed it or created that did a phenomenal job. So looking forward to starting critiquing the suits, and man, it's just a great series overall. So it's basically Nucky Thompson, and it talks about Prohibition times. So from the 1919 or 1920 on to about, I think, 1931 is typically the time. And man, I love the selections of suits that they use. And if I remember correctly, I have at least like 8 that I just happened to screenshot, that when I watch clips of them, I'm like, man, I would love to talk about this. So I have those in my arsenal, but as I do more research, man, this could be a fun series to critique. So I'm going to start off one. You're going to look at it where on the screen, I'm going to put a picture here that I'm going to critique. So you're going to get a double feature for the first one. So it's going to be Meyer Lansky. Meyer Lansky and Al Rothstein. I think it's Al. Yeah, I think it's Al Rothstein. But man, Rothstein was basically kind of the main guy, gambler as well. But he had a lot of control in New York when it came to bootlegging. And Meyer Lansky was basically the financier that was part of the mob, but he also started during Prohibition era as well. So if you ever get a chance to look up the Italian mob and the mafia, man, it started a very long time ago, even before Prohibition, even in Italy, how it started. It's really interesting how that concept got started. And then when immigration came, or migration, I should say, when they came into the U.S., in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they brought a lot of people, and a lot of them migrated from Italy, and they brought their beliefs and their customs, and they brought over that idea of the mob as well. So it kind of trickled into the U.S. little by little. And then it was not until the Prohibition, when they got real rich and they got more power, And again, this series is great. So let's start off with the picture. So Meyer Lansky, he's sitting down, and Rothstein is the gentleman above him standing up. So I'll start off with Meyer Lansky. He has a 3-piece suit. Looks like he has a 5-button in the vest, and the shirt is a pinpoint, very, very thin and very skinny, not that long of a collar width. And then the tie looks like a four-in-hand tie, very small knotted tie. And it works good because it looks like he's a short gentleman, or at least portrayed in the TV show there. And so he has a small stature to himself, so having it proportionately, it works well, as opposed to having a big knot, like a half Windsor or even a full Windsor. And he has, it looks like a notch lapel. It looks like 3-piece, at least 3-piece, or 3-piece, a 3-button front on the jacket. I like that because, again, with the 3-button lapel, the lapel length is going to be a lot shorter because most of it is going to be covered by the 3rd button, and it essentially gives off an appearance of your tallness. For us short people, it would work great. So I like a 3-button suit. As far as popularity, it's not as popular now, so that might be the only critique I would give them. But it's a beautiful, rolled lapel. Looks great. I think all these suits that they had were custom made, and there are a lot of suits worn in the TV show. So I give the person who commissioned the suits on set did a phenomenal job. And again, this was set in the mid-1920s, and the whole skinny tie didn't come until the late 50s essentially. But they, the knots, the ties, still sticking with Lansky. I just really like it. They have subtle tones of the fabric color itself of the jacket or of the garments. So I really enjoy that. Nothing crazy, nothing, flamboyant, but very fitted. Because if you can imagine, back then there were no Macy's, there were no Dillard's, there was no Men's Warehouse, nothing. So they had, men of importance had their own tailor. So they were fitted essentially to the T. So they had a great time on getting a great fit that they portrayed well. And the shoulders, that's a big thing about a off-the-rack jacket. The shoulders almost never work well because either you have broad shoulders or you slope in, so it never fits well. It's almost like a box. So with the tailored garment, the shoulder looks beautifully, and you can see how it's portrayed in those. So I like the 3-piece ensemble. Again, the very subtle color. It's kind of dim from this picture, so I think it's I don't think it's a pattern. It looks like more of a solid brownish fabric. Really enjoy it. The collar width and the spread looks very narrow. I don't like that, but again, that was basically during those times. I like what I have right here. I feel like this is a timeless piece. It's basically 3 1/4 length collar, and it's a regular spread. So it's not a pinpoint, so it doesn't go straight down, but it has a spread, and you can make it wider, but this is the most common timeless piece. But if you look at his, it's very tight, essentially. So again, didn't last too well, but in those times, that's how it was. I like the collar spread and the tie knot with going up there, standing behind him is Rothstein. I think that's a better tie knot. I think it lasted longer as far as the popularity now. I can imagine myself wearing something like that if I like a pinpoint, and the tightness of it looks very nice. So the collar doesn't cover the tie as much as Lansky did. So as Lansky's, like I said, I'll critique him with the tie. But the jacket itself, it looks phenomenal. I don't have my vest on, but I really enjoy a 3-piece suit. It just makes you feel more comfortable, more at ease, and just it gives a power statement. And I think the way he's sitting down, it shows a power statement that you're full decked out, essentially. You're ready for battle. And mob guys are typically want to send that message. So, and then if I see it closely, I think he has a three-piece suit on as well, Rothstein, but don't look as much. But I see, if you notice, the length of the lapel is almost the same length as Lansky's jacket. So it looks like a three-piece button front jacket. And again, it shows that you're taller. In the 20s, you can get by with that. Again, now we're in 2024. It's not as prevalent now. I want to say in the late 90s, early 2000s, you might be more acceptable by wearing a three-button jacket. I like it. Again, for short people, it works a little better, but it just makes you feel out of time. And again, if you want to do that, that's great, but it kind of gives you a stamp of outdatedness. But in 1920s, man, it looks great. It looks terrific. Makes you look taller, makes you look like you're in control. So I really liked how they have that there. And yeah, his tie, in the 1920s, they didn't really go all out with the color of the shirts, so either blue or white. I noticed on some of the shirts I'll talk about in the future episodes within Boardwalk Empire with Nucky Thompson. He has a contrast collar with almost like a yellow shirt, so he sticks out a little more. But that's about it, contrast, but it's either white, blue, or, maybe a yellowish just to kind of stick out. But again, even with the yellow and white contrast collar, it just makes it more elegant. So it dimmers down or subtles down the yellow color of the shirt. So, but here in both of the cases with Rothstein and Lansky, they have a solid white shirt, looks terrific. And again, if you notice with Rothstein's, I don't know why Sam comes to mind, but I think it's Al Rothstein. Feel weird not remember his name. It's been a couple months since I watched some of the series. I didn't watch all of it, but man, if I had the time, I would love to do that. It's a great movie to watch, or a great TV show to watch. But I definitely watch a lot of quick clips. But if you notice the length of the sleeve, and you see a little bit of the shirt showing as Rothstein's standing up on his right arm, it just looks perfect. That 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of showing the shirt, that's the way a tailored sleeve should lay. Some people don't like showing the shirt. I personally am in the middle. I like either way, but in most of my garments, it's covering it because it is a valid reason, because I want to show more of the length of it because I have short arms. So that's my reasoning. So I want more of the jacket to show rather than showing 1/2 inch of the shirt. So it kind of makes my sleeve looks even shorter, and it's already short to begin with, my sleeves or my arms, my arm length. So I have that. Again, is the beauty of having a custom made garment, made to measure garment. You can alter those specifications. So, but if you have long arms or long arm length, having that 1/2 inch looks beautiful. I wouldn't say anything more, but yeah, like I said. And then this is covering it right at the line. And as I'm talking normally, if you notice, it already comes up about 1/2 inch or even 3/4 of an inch. So it already still shows, but again, off the rack, they might have even longer and it's just too long. So definitely want some of the sleeve to show of your shirt cuff. So, but I think that's about it. Like I said, I'm pretty excited, but continuing on with Reyna Chats, and I will start with different movie themes, celebrities, TV shows, and I'm gonna start little by little. But yeah, this one's the first one. You get a double feature for this one, and we'll continue on. So if you ever are interested in a garment or a custom-made garment, we can book appointments through via video call, whether it's FaceTime or a Zoom call, or if you'd like to come to our shop here in Hewitt, Texas, we'll love to have you as a client. And whether you're here in Waco area or abroad, anywhere in the U.S., we can service our clients. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you are interested in any custom-made garments, look us up and book an appointment on our website. We'll love to serve you and love to have you as our client. So till then, have a great day.